Welcome to The Lift with Sheila Robinson Kiss. Come on in. There's always a special place set aside for you here where you can relax, kick up your heels, pour yourself a nice, refreshing drink, and prepare to be lifted and soar. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much, and welcome back to The Lift with Sheila Robinson Kiss, mental health, movement, motivation, the best relationship advice around. We've got it all. If you're loving what I'm doing, please do subscribe and share the news of the channel with your friends and family. I'm going to jump right in here. I got a letter from Jaren, who inspired today's title, Gaslighting and the Blame Game. Do not let them, don't let them steal your mental health. I'm going to read a little bit of Jaren's note, then I'm going to tell you exactly what I think about this topic. Hi, Sheila. I've been in a relationship for 4 years. There are some good times, but we argue a lot. When I ask my girlfriend where she disappears to for 3 and 4 days at a time with no contact, she somehow flips it on me, and it's about my lack of gratitude, which has nothing to do with her going MIA. Why am I always feeling bad? Okay, Jaren, thank you so much. I've been where you are more than once, and this is classic gaslighting, and it is the blame game, and it's what people do. You guys, let me take a sip. Let me get ready here. Gotta hydrate. It's what people do who do not want to take responsibility for their behavior, do not want to take responsibility for their mental health. If you are dealing with these individuals, it is always going to be your fault. That's a classic sign. Gaslighting is rampant in relationships around the world. And for those of you who are not familiar with the term, gaslighting it basically happens when someone takes an issue and just twists it up and twists it around and somehow distorts the truth, even if they are responsible for what happened, for what was said. Somehow it ultimately ends up being your fault. And you know what? Someone who doesn't want to take responsibility is probably doing something they have no God blessed business doing. Disappearing for 3 to 4 days, that's not someone who's going to the grocery store to pick up some milk or bread. That's someone who's up to some shenanigans. And rather than be accountable when you bring it up, let's talk about your lack of gratitude. No, let's talk about the games that you're playing with gaslighting and the blame game. And I have to say, Jiren, you sound like a really lovely person. And one of the fatal flaws of lovely and good people, which I absolutely adore and lift up, many of those lovely and good people are attracted to this channel. Like can often attract like, um, is you will fixate so much on I want to be fair, I want to be kind, I want to be a good person. And so you put yourself, you compromise yourself because you don't look at the full story. You don't look at the full story. You become the person chasing the stick. You know, you go out to the park and you see the dog owners, they'll throw the stick and the dog just chases it, chases it, chases it. It's really the perfect tactic for distraction. And I'm telling you, it's literally how people lose years, valuable years off their life, lose jobs, relationships, time, because what happens, you fall into levels of emotional bondage. You said, why do I always feel bad? I'm always the one left feeling bad because that's the intention. A manipulator who is gaslighting and who's engaging in the blame game, it's all about you feeling bad. Because if I can convince you that you've done something wrong and that you should feel bad, what you're going to do is turn inward and start licking those wounds, or maybe you're going to start taking punches at yourself and completely remove yourself from the data collection and the big picture that you need to see things clearly. It happens all the time. I see this in my work all the time. A couple years ago, I sat with a really lovely gentleman, hard worker, um, very close to his parents. And his mother, who had always really kind of yielded a lot of emotional control over him, decided she didn't want him to move. She didn't want him to take the new job. Came up with all these reasons. I'm getting older. By the way, she was only in her mid 60s. I'm getting older. It's just going to be difficult to travel. And this is a grown man basically being gaslit by his mother, and she went on and kind of upped the ante with her complaints. I'm just even dealing with this. I feel like my health is failing. You must not care about us. All we've done for you, we put you through school. Meanwhile, he's got a job waiting for him, making double the salary. He's getting sick. Have I done something wrong? I just want to start my life. And I literally had to calm him down and say, work backwards. Work backwards. You're really getting swirled up in this vortex of gaslighting in the blame game. But to get out of this and to see things clearly, what you do is you take a deep breath. Okay, let me ask myself some key questions, basic questions. Number one, in this particular scenario, what is the topic at hand? The topic at hand is I've spent a lot of years studying, and finally my ship has come in, and this is an amazing job. It's not like there's not planes, trains, automobiles. I really want to take this job that I'm qualified for. Okay. Have I done anything wrong? All I've done is be successful and smart and attract this particular position. I did not set out to hurt my mom. That was not my intention. This is a feeling, a thought, an emotion that she's producing. This is her narrative. Third question, if I sit back objectively and look at this, am I being manipulated? And if so, how? Yes, I'm being manipulated. I'm being made to feel bad. My humanity and my intentions are being attacked. And that's what has me riled up. So you guys, if you work it backwards, 9 times out of 10, when you get to that third question, you will find out that generally when someone is engaging in the blame game, gaslighting, and manipulating, what they will do is attack a piece of your humanity. They will attack your intentions. So it's pulling the strings, the emotional strings. So you can sit back, start feeling bad about yourself, and then go into rumination. Am I a good person? Am I being fair? And then you open yourself wide. This is how people get exploited all the time. You guys, if it talks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck and walks like a duck, it's a duck every single time. So, the more you grow in the areas of knowing who you are, in your mental health, you're rooted and grounded in exceptional mental health, this stuff will happen less and less. And I have to tell you, the people who are good for you, they are grounded and they are going to support you in blossoming your life. This type of stuff doesn't happen. Someone who is emotionally mature can sit and have a conversation about being MIA. First of all, if they're emotionally mature, they wouldn't be MIA for 3 or 4 days in the first place. But my bottom line is when they're called on their stuff, they can take a deep breath, even if it's not pleasant, and they can have a straight up conversation and dialogue and be accountable at the end of the day. There's a lot of folks, you guys, they're looking for scapegoats. They're looking for scapegoats. It's your fault because as long as it's your fault, I don't have to look at myself. As long as you're the bad guy, I don't have to take a deeper look at my mental health levels. Blaming people and gaslighting people, it keeps so many people wrapped up and tangled up in poor mental health. I don't even have a number to report out, but it happens all the time. I want you to stay tuned. I'm going to do a video series about how lies ultimately will erode our mental health. I have a wonderful subscriber. She wrote me a note and she actually was the catalyst, and I'm blanking on her name, but I'll go back through my notes and try to find that. She wrote me a great note and she said, you know, Sheila, it's becoming clearer and clearer to me that lies are really a huge part of poor mental health, and she could not be more accurate. I would recommend you get a hold of this book. I believe it's by Scott Peck. It's called The People of the Lie, and it talks about how lying to yourself, manipulation, gaslighting, distorting facts pulls you further and further away from your humanity, from God. So you guys, I'm telling you right now, the gaslighting, all that comes with that, don't tolerate that stuff. And the fastest way you can cut through that is acknowledge someone tries to throw a stick and have you to fetch. You know what? Thank you so much. I see your stick, but I want to talk about the 3 or 4 days that you go MIA. Don't let them do that to you. Thank you so much. I acknowledge that point. We'll get that. But I want to talk about the reason why you're disrespectful. Or thank you so much. I acknowledge that. I want to talk about why you didn't return that money. So I think you're picking up what I'm putting down. This is just some food for thought, something to think about. Keep those mental health levels high and strong, and to enjoy all of your relationships. If you're loving the videos, please do subscribe, and I'll be back very soon with some more great content. Thank you.